how to do it. Let me show you how to do it.
Hi guys, so I bought this water softener and I just want to give my honest opinion about this water softener. This video I'm not going to be installing it. I'm mainly going to be talking about this if you are planning on buying water softeners and you don't want to spend a fortune. I did a lot of research and a lot of people spend like 4 or 5 grand on water softeners and things like that, which is not worth it. There are companies who charge you crazy amount of money for installing water softeners, and they'll send you some other brands that you may not have ever heard of, and they claim to be coming to your house, do water testing, and they tell you a bunch of crap saying that your water really needs this and that, and you end up spending a lot of money. So there are two things about water. Water softener is not a water filter. That's something you may want to be aware of. Water softener will basically remove magnesium and calcium and things like that from the water to make the water more softer to use. So then you're basically washing your hands. You may feel, even after washing your hand, you may feel you still have soap scum on your hand. Even if you're rinsing it, you'll still feel it's slippery. But that's just the softness of the water. It makes your skin a lot softer. It makes your hair grow faster and better, and it's more soft on your hair. So because there's no calcium, it also protects your appliances in the house, your fridge, your washer, the filter on the fridge that you use for water purposes. Your clothes are much softer when you dry it. Your washing machines last a lot longer, and your showers, you don't see those white stains on the sink and things like that. So all those things are prevented using water softeners. So I highly recommend water softeners, definitely, hands down. But it's a very, very simple device. You don't need to go crazy with it. I am getting a 45,000 grain capacity water softener. There are different capacities. This one is good for 4+ household, maybe 4 to 6. If you have 3 to 4, you may want to go with the 35,000 grain capacity, but they do tell you. This one have the Wi-Fi salt alerts and things like that. So I end up picking this A.O.Smith one. They are sold by Lowe's, and you can pick it up from Lowe's. I think it's like $500-600. So a lot less, of course. The installation is not that expensive. You can do it yourself, or you can have somebody do it for you. But again, this video is not about the installation. Mainly going to tell you what happened with me when I ordered this water softener from Lowe's. So as you can see, I have this one box, I have this second box, and then I have this third box. I ordered a water softener, and the first one I received is broken because the way they handled it, it was really, really, really bad. It was delivered by FedEx, and they just dropped it. It was laid down on the ground, and when I saw it, I'm like, picked it up, opened it, and I'll show you exactly what I found in there. As you can see, it broke right from here. This whole thing was just lifted, which is okay because this is just a cover, but all these things were broken. As you can see, there's supposed to be a screen on top of it. That the screen was all broken. This whole thing broke. All this I put together, but all this was just apart. Now on this side, this whole tank is the heavy one, which contains the resin, and this is really heavy. It's the whole thing is about, like, I would say 150 pounds or something like that, a little less. And as you can see, all these things inside was shifted because they lay down. You're not supposed to lay this thing down, it's supposed to stay up straight. And the way they deliver it is pretty poor, So anyways, when I got the first one, I had things broken. So I called those, they sent me a second one. And guess what? It was also broken. Anyways, I ended up being with 3 of them. So now I'm taking it back to return it. That's my kid on the truck, so we're going to take it back and return it. But between the 3, I was able to get at least one of them fine, So again, I don't recommend you getting it shipped to your house. The 45,000 one, they don't have it in the stores anywhere. So if you're picking it up, you may want to tell them to deliver it to a store, and then you pick it up from a store after you inspect it, because you don't want to get it delivered to your house, find it broken, and then you have to take it back. So anyway, so this is a good one. As you can see, this is how it's supposed to be from inside. All nice and straight. This is the screen that was broken on mine. But one of the complaints about this particular one brand, is this thing is not the perfect thing. As you can see, you have to really fiddle with it to get it closed properly. So if you don't, it just goes off track, and it's not the best thing. But again, once you put this thing on, the only time you're probably going to come here is when you're adding salt in there. Otherwise you don't even need to be here. So this thing doesn't bother me too much as long as this thing works properly. The connections are on the back, right here, 1 inch, and this is the drain that I assembled. But other than that, I think it's a good product. I'll find out. I'll make another video of installation once I'm done and give you a good review if it's good, and I'll give you an honest review either way if it's not good. But anyways, again, things were broken inside. The two of them, one of them I got good finally. So we're gonna put this back, take it back to Lowe's, return it, get my money back, at least for these. So again, don't get them delivered to your house. Get it delivered to store, pick it up from there. It does have a 5-year warranty. I don't want to deal with warranty with A.O.Smith, and I bought it from Lowe's, and I'm just going to return it to Lowe's. So that's the best way to take care of this. So again, guys, the installation is pretty simple. I'm going to be installing it right here. So when I do the installation, I'll put a link in the description below, and I'll share the installation process with you, which is pretty simple. In some of the videos that I've seen, people already have connections that they're connecting to. In my case, I don't have any connections, so I'm going to be showing you from basic, if you never had a water softener, how to install it if you never had one. So again, keep an eye on the description below. If you see the link there, click on it and it'll show you the installation, but you may have to wait a few days for that. So here are a few things that it comes with. This is the power adapter, and you definitely need this to run the controller. So put this on the side. This is A.O.Smith whole house softener manual. Now you do have to test the water once you're doing the installation. So when I'm doing the installation, I'll show you guys. But a lot of people, what they do is they install water filters when they're installing the water softener, and that's something I'm going to be doing. So I ordered myself A.O.Smith water filtration system, a whole house water filtration system, and I also ordered another one which is with a cartridge. So the way I'm planning on doing this, just something about water filter and the water softener is, you may want to do this together if you don't have, or if you don't already have a water filtration system in your house. And the best way to install the filter is after you have done the installation of the water softener. And the reason I say after is because water softeners have beads in there. So this black thing that you see over here, this bottle contains raisin beads. These beads are very, very fine particles, and there is a rod in the center, which basically keeps the beads away from the water. So what happens is, that over time that there's a net mesh kind of, you can say, at the very bottom, which is keeping the beads from entering your water line. If that breaks for some reason, then all the beads will eventually end up in your pipeline, in your water line. So highly recommend installing a filter after the water softener. So in case if there is ever a situation where the beads passes through it, your filter will catch it and you'll see it right there. So you can order yourself a clear filter. They do have those clear one, and those are the ones that that is the one that I ordered. So anyways, I just wanted to give you a heads up. A lot of people install the filter right before it because, but if you install it before it, make sure it's a carbon filter. One thing you do want to take out from the water is the chlorine. So if you have a carbon filter, that will take out the chlorine from the water, which helps increase the life of your raisin, because raisins deteriorate faster with chlorine. So if you're taking chlorine out before going through the water softener and then have another water filter after it, maybe for sediments, I think that's the best way to do it. And I think that's how I'm going to do it. Most likely I'm going to install a whole house water filter, not really the chlorine eliminator, but I think what I'm going to do is a whole house all-in-one water filter before entering the water softener, and then once it entered the water softener, then I'm going to install a sediment filter after the water softener, so in case if there's any raisins or anything ever goes wrong, at least I don't end up clogging my water line. So all right, so these are some of the stuff that comes with it. You know, that's a kit that comes with it. You can test your water hardness, and you need to put those items in, those numbers in there. And this is the hose that goes, I think it goes in over there. That is the drain. So, but you can use the same pipe, you know, on this side as well. This is kind of like an overflow. I'll get back with another video on the installation, and hope you guys like this video. If you like it, guys, please give it a thumbs up and like my channel and subscribe it. Thank you.